Hey everyone, this is Kevin T. Rodriguez, film critic of iCritic.net and shareholder in Helios and Matheson. I always like to bring that up before talking about topics, and that's probably especially important when we talk about today because MoviePass announced several changes, some of which people like and others, at least one other, that people really didn't like. And we're going to talk about that one that people really didn't like. We will talk about the other things maybe tomorrow or Sunday, because nobody watches YouTube on Saturday, at least not my channel. But we definitely need to address surge pricing on MoviePass. Sorry. And also, this video won't be edited much because I'm having some internet problems. So the graphics that we normally have and stuff, it's just, we're going to have to skip that this time. But anyway, I did get a lot of emails and tweets about people asking about the surge pricing for MoviePass. And what that is, if you didn't hear, Mitch Lowe said that in July, which is just a couple weeks away, so it's coming soon, we'll have surge pricing for certain movies at certain times. And what that surge pricing will look like is if MoviePass determines that this showtime is going to be an especially popular one, they may charge an additional $2 to see it. People who got the year of MoviePass up front from like Costco or something like I did, we are exempt from that. But if you're like Katie, who pays month to month, let's say it was taking effect now, and you decide to go to the theater tomorrow to see Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, and you want to see it at 6 p.m. Well, MoviePass might consider that to be a prime time ticket, a prime time viewing experience. And so you can check in, but you will be charged $2 on your card. Now, what they did not say is that this is going to happen for all hit movies. If Jurassic World is out for like a week, or like a week and a half, let's say a week and a half, and you want to see it on a Friday night then, it probably won't be a prime time showing anymore. Therefore, you can see it. Although, on the other hand, it might be prime time just on the basis that it's Friday. You never know. We don't know how this is going to look, and it's definitely going to shake things up. And many people, myself included to a certain extent, believe that maybe this is a very bad thing to announce, especially one day after AMC just announced a movie pass plan of their own, the Stubbs A-List, where for $20 a month, you can see 3 movies a week, and they can be premium, IMAX, 3D, D-Box, whatever. And so MoviePass's response was to say, hey, we're going to start limiting your movies by charging you $2 extra for a ticket. Well, heck, maybe I'll just switch over to AMC and be done with it, because if MoviePass is going to charge me extra for bringing a friend or 3D or IMAX, which they also announced, and we'll talk about that in another video, and especially seeing certain movies a premium surge, well, then heck, I would just rather not. But there's a couple things to keep in mind here. So don't go canceling your MoviePass just yet. I would probably wait through July and maybe even some of August to see how this plays out, because it might not affect you as much as you think. Keep in mind, MoviePass is trying to cut down on at least some of the usage. I've also found out, well, we all found out, that MoviePass, as you know, was hemorrhaging like an average of $21 million a month. And they put provisions in place to cut the spending by 35%. This included eliminating the repeat viewing option and the ticket verification, so that stops people from checking into a movie and then going to the restaurant next door and buying a $10 meal. So they did put provisions in place to prevent abuse of their service, and yet, because they are growing so fast in numbers, their expenses have actually doubled to over $45 million a month. And they are also putting up some short stock sales for $164 million, and have even openly stated they need to raise capital of over $1 billion. Now, once they do that, then they believe they can be profitable in the first 6 months of next year. That's not a very comforting thought. And the reality is MoviePass does need to make money at some point. And so this is unfortunately a big reality of theirs. They need to start charging more money. And they don't necessarily want to get rid of the $10 unlimited movie plans because they saw the results of that. Trust me, they're not going to get rid of that anytime soon. I wish they would up it to at least $15 a month, but they don't want to do that because they took away unlimited movies for just a few weeks and the world flipped out. So for those of you who say MoviePass wouldn't be valuable to anyone, that's probably your clue that it would be. So MoviePass is trying to compensate in other areas, mainly for blockbusters. If you go to a blockbuster, you're just going to pay $2 more, and that's going to help MoviePass stem their losses. Now, as someone pointed out in my comments, and I forgot who it is, so whoever it is, you know who you are. This is officially my response to you. They said, you know what? I saw Avengers and Solo and Deadpool 2. That would have cost me $6 extra. That's almost an AMC card. I might as well get that card instead of MoviePass. And here's my response. First of all, if you saw those movies 2 weeks later, and they're going to be in theaters for at least a month, you know they will be, you don't pay the surcharge. All you have to do is see the movies 2 weeks later, and that's it. But the other thing is that, yes, you can get the AMC, but this is why I'm telling people you don't necessarily have to do one or the other. All of the media are writing, and some YouTube personalities, not just John Campa, but like, you know, other people, I think Chris Stuckman maybe, have been saying you need to get one or the other. You don't. You can get two. If you have two, that's going to cost you $30 a month. And what do you get for your extra $20? IMAX, 3D, and reserved seating. So you use the AMC card for the blockbusters, you reserve your seat in advance, you see it at your AMC, and you use MoviePass for the other movies that aren't at AMC, or maybe they aren't blockbusters. You know, you can combine both of them and get the best of both worlds. So I don't know why people aren't doing that. I don't know why it has to be one over the other. But here's the other thing. MoviePass knows that people will probably not use a MoviePass if they have to pay $2 more on a surge. So they don't have to pay those monies. But they are also convinced, and I agree with them, that people will not just be getting rid of MoviePass. They will probably keep MoviePass and see how it works in conjunction with AMC. And so, when they do that, AMC might be doing MoviePass a favor. Because when I get the AMC A-Stubs card, and I will, but I'm not getting rid of MoviePass, I might not even get rid of Cinemia, although that's much closer to the chopping block than MoviePass is. I will use my AMC card for every major release. Because why not? Let them bleed the money a little bit and leave MoviePass alone. And for my Cinemark, for my Regency, for my Lamel theaters, for my documentaries, for my foreign films, for my anime, I will use my MoviePass card. And here's the other area where I don't think it's going to affect you too much. And this is what people need to, why they need to stop, they need to chill. Have you ever tried to see a hit movie on opening day with MoviePass? Your chances of getting in aren't very good unless that movie is not popular to begin with. And that is a big, big if, because I went to see I Can Only Imagine on opening day. There were 3 seats available. Granted, that movie was a little bit more popular than I expected it to be, but that's the thing. If you got MoviePass, you weren't using it on opening day for Avengers. You weren't using it opening day for Deadpool 2. Maybe you could have used it for opening day on Solo because that didn't do as well as people said. But most of the blockbuster movies, opening weekend, you can't get in anyway. The tickets are already sold. They were sold out weeks ago. So you have to see it on a weekday. And MoviePass is very, very unlikely to charge you a surge price on a weekday. Most MoviePass users see their blockbusters a few days late anyway. So I don't think it's even going to affect you that much. I really don't think it is. And here's the thing. If the $2 is that important to you, just wait a couple weeks to see the movie. Or sign up for AMC as well. I mean, that's the thing. I don't understand some of the logic here when people are saying, oh, well, MoviePass is going to charge me an extra $2. I guess I will switch over to the service that's more expensive because I don't want to pay any more money. Guys, the prices were always going to go up. They were always going to go up, and you know it. And we're starting to see it. Here, be thankful for this. And I guess we're going to talk about the other changes a little bit, because what MoviePass announced is actually giving you a lot of flexibility. It is actually giving you way more choices than the AMC card is, and let me tell you why. It's still giving you a movie a day. But what they're going to be doing in the future is, okay, for the future, some movies and sometimes we will charge you $2. And that's only some. On those days, see something else that you might also be interested in and see that other movie that has a surcharge later. But they're also offering 3D and IMAX in August, where for somewhere between $2 to $6, you can see those movies. Now, people gripe about, how MoviePass doesn't allow you to see 3D and IMAX. Now, here's the thing. There is some real choice. If you like to see 3D and IMAX, you can either pay the additional money through MoviePass, or you can go to AMC's. I remember when the MoviePass card, when they changed the plan, and it was like, hey, you've got two options now. For $20, you can see 4 movies a month, or for $100, you could see anything you want, 3D IMAX. Now, I loved that plan. I got probably $200 to $300 worth of movies each month. I mean, MoviePass, I think they hate me. I really think they hate me. Even though I sing their praises and I buy their stock, I think they hate me because I cost them a lot of money. Well, people didn't like being told, well, I have to pay $100 just to see everything. Maybe I don't want to see 3D. Now, MoviePass gives the option. If you don't want to see 3D, if you don't want to see IMAX, if you don't want to pay a $2 surge for a brand new movie, you don't have to. You can see something else in the meantime and see the surcharge movie later when it's not surging. And if there's, let's say, certain movies you want to see in 3D. Like some people want to see animation 3D. 3D looks really good. But they don't want to see Black Panther in 3D. They don't think it adds much to Black Panther. Well, MoviePass actually gives the opportunity now, hey, if you want to see Black Panther in 3D, $3 more, we'll charge you it. You can see it in 3D. And if you don't, just see it in 2D. So there is actually more choice, all without sacrificing the $9.99 base price that has made them so popular. So MoviePass has actually done some good things. Granted, the surge, it's annoying. But here's another thing to keep in mind. Movie theaters themselves are discussing this. And they might very well put it into motion. At that point, MoviePass's surge charge won't be them just trying to limit their losses. And make no mistake, I fully acknowledge that they're trying to limit their losses with this. They need to make money somehow. And if you have millions of tickets being sold, but like 3 million people are also paying $2, that's going to help offset some of the costs. But what happens when the surge pricing, the theaters actually do that? Because I guarantee you, AMC will probably be the first to do this. AMC will probably start introducing surge pricing to their movie theaters. And they will do it and say, but if you get the AMC A-Stubs card, you don't have to worry about the surge. It's coming. I don't want it to come, but everyone's doing it. I mean, Uber definitely got the ball rolling, and I have a whole nother channel dedicated to Uber, so trust me, I'm not happy about it. But now Disneyland does it. They have their peak days. And, restaurants have been doing it for years. This burger that's normally $6.99 for lunch, hey, at 5 p.m., it's $9.99 because it's a dinner rush. And movie theaters wanted to add that option. MoviePass that's something MoviePass is going to have to address at one point. They might as well address it now when they're losing a lot of money and they need to slow the bleeding. And again, you can get both memberships. It would only be $30 combined. Personally, I intend to do it like this. And this is partly the investor in me because I'm aware of how much money MoviePass is losing and would like to help slow that bleeding myself. I will use the AMC card pretty much whenever I can. And AMC might even get a few drink sales from me because, that card is also going to give me discounts on the concessions. And for MoviePass, I will use it, for non-AMC theaters and for the low-budget films. And they will be a perfect marriage. So MoviePass wins because I'm not canceling my subscription. I don't think a lot of people are going to cancel their subscription. A few people might, but not as much as AMC probably thinks. And they will just use each card differently. And MoviePass's, bleeding for the money, it might actually slow a little bit. So that's my thought on the surge pricing. And there's probably more to talk about, and we might even discuss more. But for the time being, I'm just going to upload this video as is. No editing. Again, the internet's really poor right now, so I kind of have to do that. But I would like to know what your thought is. How is this going to affect your use of MoviePass, whether you keep it or not? And are you going to think about at least waiting to see if MoviePass is still worth keeping? Because you might get the AMC thing. It sounds like a great deal, but you know what? There's some cities where it's like you have a Cinemark and you have an AMC, and eventually the Cinemark will get a movie you want to see, but you can't use your AMC card. And I know you sure as heck are not signing up for the Cinemark Movie Club. So I would like to know what your relationship to these cards are going to be. Comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe. If you enjoy the videos I make, at least other ones that have more polish than this one, please consider becoming a Patreon member. It's totally optional, but even $1 a month goes a long way to helping the channel run smoothly. And as always, blame responsibly. Have a good one. We'll talk about the 3D and IMAX and Bring a Friend deals on, let's say, Sunday.